You're lame. Are you recording? Okay. Your name. Oh. Well, just because you're crabby today, Mr. Krabby.
Not even crabby.
It's probably because you're older. I'm older than you. What's older than ancient?
I have 1 foot in the grave.
That's my line. That's my line. 1 foot in the grave on my way out.
Welcome to In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian. Today is probably not December 4th. Say hello, Marsha.
Hello.
We are recording live. Well, not live. We are recording live, but this won't be playing live from the...
This recording is taped in front of a live studio audience. What do they say on movies like that or TV shows? Where you're not really watching it live, but it was recorded live. You know what I'm talking about.
This podcast was recorded in front of a live studio audience.
In front of live patrons.
Views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the Monroe County Library System.
Perfect. We should have that every time. We've forgotten when we get off track. I feel like I'm already off track today, so this is going to be all over the place.
Well, for those of you just tuning in, be sure to attend Microsoft Basics Thursdays, July 6th, 13th, and 20th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Bedford Branch Library. Come in, learn about Microsoft Word in a 3-week class taught by one of us. I don't know which one of us.
I thought it was you. You're like, who cares? Who knows? So yeah, I don't know. How do you want to do this? Should I do like Ellis Library programs while you do Bedford, or should we lump them together? What do you want to do? I don't want it to be confusing. Should we do all Bedford and then follow it up with some Ellis?
All Bedford.
All right. So next up at Bedford is some summer reading programs. Whoop, whoop. 'Tis the season. There are summer reading movies going on. Those are every Wednesday at noon. And then the kickoff events. So the big programs are with presenters, and those are Tuesday evenings, I believe, right? The kickoff is starting, June 20th. I don't know. When you putting this out here? Tonight. Maybe tonight.
It'll probably go up on Monday, in all honesty, which would be the 19th.
Juneteenth, which will be closed. So if you're listening, don't run up to the library because we're closed. So if you're listening in time, the kickoff at the Bedford Library is Tuesday the 20th at 6 o'clock. Every Tuesday following will be summer reading programs. And then Wednesdays at noon for movies. And then every day of the week, there's different things. There's Reading with Rabbits, Legos, summer reading movie. There's just something kind of every day. I would go online at mymcls.com and just pick out the branch that you want to visit. I also recommend, library branch hopping. If you've got kids, there's something every day, every hour for your children or for you.
If you're a time traveler, tonight at 6 p.m., you can attend The Little Mermaid at the Bedford Branch Library.
Missed it. But there are movie nights. I don't know if they're still doing family movie nights through the summer, but maybe. Must be.
We would like to inform you that the Bedford Flower and Garden Club will be having their annual garden tour July 8th, 2023 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Garden tour tickets start at $10. There'll be a backyard boutique, raffles, vendors. There may be a food truck. There will be library book sale. We may or may not be in attendance.
Yay. Are you going to be here for that? Or you don't know? Is that why you don't know?
I don't know.
I mentioned the Reading with Rabbits already a little bit, but those are going to be on most Mondays. This said select Mondays, but if you want to check on Mondays or call first, they're at the Bedford Library from 10 to 11 a.m. and then again from 12 to 1. They take their lunch in between that Sunshine Acres, bringing their rabbit program. It is a wonderful thing for everyone who comes.
The Bedford Branch Library is pleased to present the Harry Potter Escape Room Tuesday, July 11th, 2023. 1 game running each hour. Registration is required. Slots are available from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Register online, bit.ly/Harry Escape BD.
Harry Escape. That's funny. All right. So I mentioned I was going to talk about some of the Ellis programs too at the Ellis Library and Reference Center, which is directly across from the fairgrounds on N50, which is also my new digs. Come check it out. I love giving tours. They have also alluded that they are enjoying the Marsha parade that is coming to visit me. Adrian, you haven't come to visit me there yet? Sad.
I can't drive. I don't have a face.
So if you want to, come visit me anytime, except this week. I'm off this week. But come visit me anytime after next week. And some of the programs they have are great. They also just added a word program that'll be happening there at Ellis. They do multiple book clubs. I Love a Mystery book club, the Santa Fe book club. Those are on Wednesday evenings. There is a lot going on with the Civil War Roundtable, and they have a book club that meets paging through history. This program is super fun too. It's called the Ellis Papercraft Club, and they meet the first Thursday of the month. And it's just basically that papercraft. If you bullet journal or scrapbook or have a box of random stuff that you want to throw together like I do, bring it out, come to the library. We have some supplies and snacks, but you can always bring your own. For the littles, they have something every day going on too, or we at Ellis Library have something going on every day. They're doing literacy on the lawn. They have outside story times. They're doing the YMCA's bringing a summer lunch program there. Kindness Club, movies every day. Meet me at the library. Build and Create is a Lego program. And there's just Ready to Read. There's so much stuff. It was really, it's kind of, I wanted to tell you about every single program. And when I pulled up both calendars, I was like, it is a lot. So if you're looking for something free and fun this summer, again, go to mymcls.com. Select the branch. You can actually sort for all the branches. If you just want to sort through all 16 branches and pull up a day like Tuesday and look and see what all you can hit that day. If you want to drive around the county on a library tour, so be it. If you don't drive because you don't have a face and you want to stay to your local library, you can search by that local library and enjoy all of those events too. I guess that's it, but there is a lot. There's a lot going on. So please come to the library through the summer.
Speaking of coming to the library through the summer, the Bedford branch is pleased to announce that we are staying open Sundays through June, and I think through July, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. It's been really busy, and so I think June was going to be a trial period to see if anybody. It kind of made me sad and made me think about all those years when we closed at the end of May, and it's like womp womp, and then the people come. I just picture them like horsing on the doors, and so that made me very happy. So, yes.
Run.
I'm not supposed to mention this, so you can edit if you want, but we both have recently had birthdays and we're birthday neighbors. Look at your happy face. So we are getting older, officially older, and I love my birthday, so I talk about it, whatever, got fun stuff. Well, another cool thing I did, my in-laws are visiting from North Carolina, so I did something. Thank you to a big shout out to Viola from the Ellis Library and Reference Center, when I said, hey, give me a good suggestion for someplace to go eat in Detroit, because we were going to go do some things there. And she suggested the Whitney. Well, actually, in the way of a true reference librarian, she gave me 2 pages, including links and pictures and a bunch of research. But the Whitney in Detroit, I don't know if have you ever heard of it or been there? It is this huge mansion. They do ghost tours. I'm thinking about doing a ghost tour in October. It's like this big old mansion that's got this wonderful, amazing architecture. And so I surprised them. I didn't tell anybody where we were going, and we just went up there for a nice, fun, fancy dinner. That was their anniversary. So we've been just celebrating every day. Every day's a party with Marsha.
I realized that I shook my head and that the people listening could not tell that. But no, I had not heard of the Whitney before Marsha just announced it.
I look up, I'm like, talk about it. Yeah, look it up. Go to thewhitney.com in Detroit. It's really impressive. Even just to look online, look at the pictures if you're into architecture or anything, there's this amazing book up at Ellis Reference called The Ruins of Detroit. I don't know if we have it here. I should look on the catalog. It's called The Ruins of Detroit. And so I kind of baited them. I showed them that book first, and I was like, hey, look at these fun buildings. And one of them was the one that we went to. So it was really cool. We went to the Detroit Eastern Market first, my old stomping grounds. I used to go to with my grandpa when I was a kid. So anyway, it was really, we don't have one here. Bedford does not have one. So The Ruins of Detroit is another amazing book. Another reason to visit the Ellis Library. The books upstairs stay there at the library, but you can come, spread out at a table, visit with me, enjoy it.
Be difficult to read while visiting with Marsha.
Only for some.
For those of you unable to see through our podcast, Marsha is currently mouthing words at me.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, I want to share, I thought this would be fun to get the before and after. Do you want to tell everybody what you're doing next weekend? Or this weekend now?
What is this weekend? Is it ALA this week?
It is. It's this weekend. God. I know. It'll be this Friday. Well, it'll be next weekend now. It's not obviously this weekend, but by the time they're listening to it, it'll be this weekend.
I didn't realize it was so close.
I know. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because I want to get your opinion before and after. Have you ever been to a conference, ALA, PLA? Have you ever been to a library conference before?
Not a library conference.
American Library Association, Professional Library Association. Okay, you've never been to a library conference.
I've been to several conferences of much less professional nature.
Yeah. Well, what are you most looking forward to when you go there?
Well, I am looking forward to... No, what I'm looking forward to is I'm looking for new and interesting ways that I can expand our local history library here at Bedford. Looking to see how other local history libraries are doing their thing, what I can do to improve our archive, new tools I can use to really put the shine on it.
I love that. I think that sounds great. I usually like the free books and swag and meeting with authors and going out to dinners. That's what I like when I go. I am not going this year. I have went in the past to multiple locations. One thing I will say that I'm always very proud of when I go to these, and I don't know if you'll feel this way too or notice this when you go. I love that we have, we present a lot of times at these conferences as in the Monroe County Library System, we have often sent presenters. And I love that when I'm sometimes listening, I mean, a lot of times you'll always get great ideas. Like you just said, you'll hear something, you'll be like, oh, I'm totally stealing that. Or when I get back, borrowing that. When I get back, this is what I'm doing. Or this display is a great idea. So you always get great ideas, and it's great to be with like-minded people and kind of brainstorm. But one thing I've always been really proud of for the Monroe County Library System is I always feel like there's so many things that when they talk about it, I think, oh, we did that, or we're doing that. So I'm always really proud at how kind of cutting edge we are with things. And I hope that you'll find that too. When you talk about the local history room, some of them will say, we're starting to do, and you'll find oh, I did that last year, so I hope you get great ideas. I hope you have a wonderful time. And I hope that, you also get to take away from it. What else is going on with you or going on here? Or
Is there anything you'd wait in a line for a week to see?
For a week?
That's right.
Probably not. I have no patience.
Got a tent, got a porta potty. You got to wait a week to see it.
Oh, gosh. Do you have something for you?
Absolutely not.
I was just going to say, I was thinking about the time we spent the night for the Wii's for the library system. Kelly and I, we call that our anniversary, and we stayed all night at Best Buy, and it was the coldest night of our year, and we were building they had fires, and it was really crazy, and it was such a crazy night, and we were exhausted. I mean, that was just overnight, and we were exhausted and freezing, but we got library Wii's, and now it's so funny that people now beat back boop do it from their phone. There's none of that overnight. People are missing out on the good old days, but yeah, I can't really.
If flowers could talk, what would they sound like? For those of you unable to hear that picking up on the microphone, Marsha is going. So the opposite of you?
The opposite of me. I am very unlike a flower. I don't think anyone thinks of me and thinks of flower, like a bouquet of flowers. I'm more like fireworks.
I would hope that flowers would have high squeaky voices.
Do you like
We are flowers.
That's like a sunflower. That looks like a sunflower. Hey, speaking of fireworks, do you like fireworks? And are you planning on seeing any? And what do you do for fireworks? Anything? Why are you talking to a wall today? This is so horrible. You say I do all the talking, but it's because you won't. What do you do with fireworks? Anything fun?
I don't do anything with fireworks.
You don't watch them or shoot them off?
I take the kids to see them.
Do you? That's why I wondered which shows you go to. Well, if you're interested, this will be too late for this podcast, but I don't know what you're doing this Saturday night. Uncle Louie's Fireworks up on 23 does a free pre-show tonight if you want to bring out some chairs, park along the roads, come up close. And they do this, and then it's an effort to people are ooh, I want to come buy those, so they just promote their product early, and that is this Saturday night. So, or last Saturday night if you're tuning in now.
If you could only eat one condiment for the rest of your life, which condiment would it be?
Ketchup. I put ketchup on my ketchup.
Ketchup.
What about you? What's your condiment? You look like an evil villain when you do that, by the way. For the listeners who can't hear what Adrian's doing, he is tweaking the corner of his mustache like he's an evil villain. Every time he asks me one of these random questions, he's like, Mwahaha. What about your condiment? What's your condiment?
The problem is I trimmed my mustache this morning, and there's one long hair, and I just keep pulling on that one long hair because it's really bothering me.
Do you want some scissors?
Maybe later.
That's me with my knees. They're impossible to shave, so I feel like I just touch them all day. But
one condiment, probably one of those Texas Pete or one of those hot sauces.
Oh yeah,
that's my go-to.
I am a little bit of a spice wimp. I love the idea of hot, but then it'll take it out and ruin the rest because I love things like that, like hot mustard, or I like Frank's hot sauce. Can we endorse products?
I don't know.
Frank's hot sauce.
Again, nothing we're saying is approved by the library. But have you had the Tabasco jalapeno with the little green bottle?
That would scare me looking at it.
No,
is it not spicy?
It's less spicy than the standard red bottle of Tabasco, and it is so tasty.
I'll maybe try it.
I put it. So weirdest thing, a friend of mine, he introduced me to margarita pizzas. Where you put the basil leaves and the tomatoes on top, and he just smothered his in specifically the green jalapeno Tabasco sauce, and it's fantastic.
I'm gonna have to look into that. My in-laws who are visiting introduced me to the margarita pizza years ago. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I maybe see like is that green sauce normally out at like Mexican restaurants if you're like in the center of the table,
I don't
or
know.
did you have to buy it special? Because I feel like maybe I've
You can
seen it.
pick
I
it up
usually
at
just
like
get scared.
Meyer and Kroger.
I usually just get scared because sometimes I'll just like ask for hot stuff and then I dump it on there and then I'm like, well, now I can't taste anything.
No, I'm dying.
I know I'm kind of a wimp like that. My whole family loves hot stuff and I'm kind of a wimp. I think my taste buds must be too sensitive to that. My taste buds only want sweet. Bring on sugar. I'm like the guy from Men in Black. Vincent D'Onofrio. Sugar.
I saw that movie a long time ago.
Adrian, stay with me.
One last question. Last question, then we'll round out our podcast. What is your favorite cheesy joke?
Oh gosh, that's funny. I love bad dad jokes. I don't know. I've got a lot of funny ones. I guess. Well, I can't do knock jokes with you because you ruin them.
Well, go ahead.
No, you ruin them every time.
Maybe.
Oh, I have a lot. It's hard for me to pin down a
Let's
book.
Charlie Brown and Lucy this. You
Okay.
can trust me this time.
No. No, I'm not doing it. I don't know. I have a lot of jokes. We play volleyball over at Forest View Lanes, and we tell jokes every single week, and they're usually really pretty bad but good. Do you know what I mean? You tell so I can't pick a favorite. I guess I like new jokes every time. Like I like new material to share.
Do you want to know my favorite cheesy joke?
Yes.
Okay. So, a little girl says to her father, "I don't like this cheese with the holes in it." So he says, "We'll just eat around them."
That's literally a cheesy joke. That's funny. What are you reading? We should probably talk about books a little bit too. It's a library podcast. Any good books you want to talk about, or what are you reading lately?
I've been stuck in the middle of Severance by Ling Ma for like 2 weeks. And it's not that it's a bad book. I've had so much going on. I haven't had a chance to sit down and read more of it.
Oh, I have not read that. Was that your signature line? Because that sounds familiar to me. Now.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of when
it's
I saw
been
it.
there
Okay.
for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I saw that somewhere, and I think it was from your email.
It's a short book, it's like I'm interested,
Yeah.
but I've just been so busy that I'm stuck like 3/4 of the way done, and it's like
Yeah, I'm still I'm reading. I've been actually reading this week a little bit since I've been off, but I had just recently had a friend was talking about The Orchard Keeper by Cormac McCarthy, and I'd read like The Road. I'd read a few. No Country for Old Men. I'd read some of those, some of them that were turned into movies. I don't know if Orchard Keeper was turned into a movie. I'll have to look into that. That's like his first. So I just started it and I kind of put it down because then I read murdery books in between. But I had just started reading that book and then he died. I don't know if you saw where he passed away, and I felt so sad because I was already reading his book. I had not read. Have you read The Orchard Keeper? Do you read anything by him, or have you ever? What have you read?
I've read some of his stuff, but not that one.
Me
in
neither. So I
particular.
think that's his very first work, and it's a little. It's kind of jumping around.
A very quick search says that it is his first novel written in 1966.
Did they make it into a movie? I know. I missed his first one for some
There
reason.
is no mention of it having.
I feel like it'd be good on screen, so I'm gonna have to wait for that. I don't know now. Also, I will say with my work commute these days, I've been doing a lot of Hoopla. Don't forget about Hoopla and Overdrive and Canopy and all of our platforms. But I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks, which I speed up, as everyone knows. They call it Chipmunk Volume, but I get through a lot of audiobooks, so I've been listening to a lot of murdery books on top of reading some. I guess that's all I know.
This has been In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian. And today is not December 4th at 11:35 p.m.